So life is amazing, huh? Isn't it? When we take a look at our world these days, when we take a look at our society, at how people talk to each other, when we take a look at what things we learned in school, it's always the same. Failure is the opposite of success. In our heads, in our thinking. So what I've learned in the last 33 years of my life, especially in the last 3 years of my life, after talking to more than 3,000 people from all around the world, is that failure is one of the most important steps of being successful. When I came here yesterday, they told me my talk should be interesting. There should be parts of storytelling in it. It should be inspiring. And they gave me only 18 minutes. And that's a big problem for a Persian guy. Who knows Persian people? Okay, a few ones. Okay, for the other ones, a quick introduction to the Persian culture. It's very important for my story. When you switch on the television today, we are the bad guys with the atom bomb. Okay, it's us. It's not only me. There are more. We're also the best carpet sellers in the world. Believe me, every second Persian guy can sell you a carpet. If you need a carpet today, I have a few ones outside. If you show me your badge, I can give you a discount, 15%. Okay? Yeah. When you come to Vienna, to the airport, you will see 90% of the taxi drivers are from Iran. It's always the same. And if you fail at the exam of becoming a taxi driver, you have to work in a hospital as a doctor. It's always the same in Iran. But I'm not a doctor, I'm not a taxi driver, not yet, who knows. What we all have in common is we love to talk, sometimes too much, sometimes too fast, but always too long. So if I need more than 18 minutes, don't blame me, it's not my mistake. It's based on my DNA, my mother told me yesterday. I was born in Iran in the year 81, 33 years ago. My parents fled from Iran when I was at the age of 3. We came to Austria. In the first year, I lived in a refugee camp outside of Vienna. When I was 14 years old, I started to stutter for nearly 10 years of my life. It was the hardest part of my life at the time because everyone asked me, where do you want to go in your life? What kind of school do you want to go next? So which kind of job? And the big problem was, no one ever asked me, where do you want to be born, Ali? But at that time, everyone asked me, where do you want to go next? Everyone stressed me. Friends of my parents, teachers, everyone. And to be honest, I had no idea where to go in my life. I was not the only one among my friends. And if you wonder, yes, I'm the guy on the left with the long hair. There was a time when I had hair on my head, long time ago. What really helped me in this time was talking to adults about their life, about their background, about the cool things about their jobs, about the hard parts, and about all the experiences they made. So I found out talking to an adult for only 5 to 10 minutes and asking the right questions was the best source of information for myself. And at that time, when I was 14 years old, I said to myself it would be great to have something like a handbook of life stories, with the stories from all the people from all around the world in one book, free to the world. For all the people out there who ask themselves, what can I do with my life, no matter if you're 14 years old or 94. But to be honest, I was a kid. I told that idea to a few teachers and they laughed at me. They told me, you're a kid. It's not that easy. It's very hard to build something like this. How should that work? My problem was, it was in my head. It was possible for me to have an image of the future in front of me. Many years later, to be honest, I was never a fan of the education system. A few years later, 6 months before my 8th term, I was a school dropout. My mother cried for a month. She told me it's the end of the world, but to be honest, it was the coolest thing. It was the beginning of a new life. I started to work in many, many jobs. Till today, I had more than 42 jobs. Yeah. And I started to work in many, many jobs. And at that time, so my mother told me it's the end of everything. And for me, believe me, it was really, really cool. I started to work, for example, in the pharmacy business. I was mixing the stuff, the Chinese stuff. After 1.5 years, I was leading the whole team there. I learned everything on my own. At the same time, I finished school, so next to my full-time job and also university. And I started to work in a real job. I was a consultant for a big German company. I hate the picture, but that's really me. Still having no hair. Hey, wait for the next one, okay? It's still me. At that time, I was a global senior engagement manager for international projects. It was a bullshit title, okay? I had everything. I had a big car, I had stock options, I had a very good income, I had the fame, I had the look, I had the business card, and I was only 26 years old. In the eyes of the people out there, in the eyes of society, I was successful. I was the biggest asshole in the room at that time. I was just working for money. I did it for other people. I hated the job, but I was successful in the eyes of other people. And at that time, I was 26, at the end of the year, at that time, I totally shut down. I had a burnout. I was in hospital for nearly 2 months of my life. After that, I went to Asia for a month. I saw Asia, and at the end of the 4th week in Asia, I said to myself, I will change my life. I said to myself, never ever again. I will never ever again work for money. So we all know it's very important to have money in your life. But at the time before, when I was 26, it was the #1 reason to wake up in the morning. When I was in Thailand, I cut my hair, I shaved my hair, I quit my job, and I got all my body tattooed from here to there. And I said to myself, I will start a total new life. And the thing was, when I had this burnout, I saw that in the eyes of many people, I was a failure of the system at that moment. I came back to Austria in the year 2010 and started to work as a teacher and also in the communications business. And at that time, I saw that we still live in a world with no orientation. No matter if I talked to kids, to students, to friends of mine who turned 30, when I asked them, what do you want to do with your life? Everyone's answer was, I don't have an answer. I don't know what to do. I don't have an overview. All my friends told me maybe something in accounting, something with people, something with PR, something with communication. No one had a clue, believe me. And at that time, I said to myself, it would be great to have this handbook of life stories. And I wrote a concept. It was a 100-side concept, a pages concept. And I talked to experts about building a really cool global platform, so with video stories from people from all around the world, all answering the same questions about their life, free to the world. When I talked to the experts, I was full of hope. After talking to the experts, I had a page with 100 bullets of things that could go wrong. I was so pissed off because in my imagination I saw this platform. And in the beginning of 2011, I talked to my best friend, to Zubin. He's also from Iran, and the cool thing with people from Iran is they're always in. They're always in, no matter if they have an idea or not. I told him, let's build this thing on our own. We are no experts, but maybe because we are no experts, it will work out. We have a problem, we know the solution, let's build it on our own. And we bought ourselves cameras. We had no idea how to film people, how to interview them, but we started on the weekends. We started, and in January 2011, we launched a small website with only 17 stories. The quality of the videos were awful. The website was totally crap. It was bullshit. But the handbook of life stories was born. And again, everyone laughed at us. All the experts told us, come on, 17 stories. You want to change the world? Okay, maybe later. But the cool thing was, in the first 72 hours, schools called us, universities called us, people from the press called us, and they told us it's a great concept. Please don't stop. Move forward with it. And another cool thing was, after 72 hours, a company called us, and they asked me, is it possible to be part of that platform? So with the stories from our employees. And I told them yes, but to be honest, we ask everyone the same 7 questions. So no matter if it's the CEO or an intern. And the company told us it's a great concept. Everyone's equal, and by the way, how much is it? We had a business model in that second. I called my mom 2 weeks later and I told her, Mom, I'm going to quit my job. I'm going to start my own company out of this idea I had as a child. Again, she cried. Again, she yelled at me. And then she said one thing. She told me, it's so insecure to start your own company. And I told my mom, I don't have 7 kids. I don't have a loan to pay back. I live in Austria. If I break my arm, I can go to the next hospital. If I got unemployed, there's a system for that. If I don't start my own company here in the middle of Europe, I will hate myself for the rest of my life. In January 2012, we started our company. It was the 3 of us, 3 laptops, 1 table, 1 room full of hope, and no internet for the first 10 days. Being an internet company with no internet access, sometimes funny. Also 3 years later. So the platform we launched in our spare time in my living room is today a platform with stories from all around the world, no matter if it's the president or my mother, with stories from more than 3,000 people from all around the world in more than 7 languages, from more than 100 nations. We're working together with more than 300 organizations. We're reaching out to 500,000 people a month. And the cool thing was, when I was a kid, I always asked my parents, is there someone in this world who thinks like me? I always wanted to know, is there someone among the 7 billion people who thinks like me? And what the hell are these people doing? So therefore, our platform is not a video platform, it's a dating platform. It's not a joke. For all the people who have no orientation, when they use our platform, we can show them exactly who thinks like them. We can show them there is someone in this world who thinks like them, and then they can learn from their stories, from the mistakes. So the thing is, I'm not an expert, and I was never an expert. And when I started, people told me it's a nice idea, but who should follow you? And I always gave the same answer. I said, there are people out there who will understand that problem. Today we are 34 people from more than 10 nations, speaking more than 10 languages. We're all no experts, but our goal is to become true masters in our job every day. When I first started, there were so many experts that really laughed at us. They told us, you are no experts, you have no idea how to do it, and so on and so on. And last year, these experts started to give us awards. One of the most important awards for us was der österreichische Staatspreis für Bildung und Wissen. It's the most prestigious award when it comes to education. They gave it to us and also a few other international awards. So the truth behind it, all of this is, when people talk about success, they see awards, they see growth. No one talks about the hard work. It's a nice one, huh? So the truth behind the whole story is that I was a refugee, I was a school dropout. I was a job hopper with more than 42 jobs. I was a teacher. Since last year, I'm the European Youth Ambassador for Austria, and I'm running a company. In the eyes of society, I'm a fault of the system. I'm a system error. It shouldn't be possible. And so when we talk to more than 3,000 people from all around the world, what we found out when it comes to success is that it's not the money and it's not the fame. There are only a few things that really matters.
Thoughts are incredibly powerful things, and we create the world we think about. So our mind can make the world be what we choose it to be.
You're different, and that's good. Keep being different, keep being weird. If you compromise yourself, you're not going to get where you want to go.
My girlfriend actually told me, you're completely mad.
Just ignore the nagging feelings of doubt or self-doubt that just come up at times.
The struggles that we had and the mistakes that we made is what got us to this point.
Don't follow something because someone else tells you to. You have to be passionate about what you do, otherwise it's just not going to work.
It's like you have to invent your own job, and it takes a lot of energy, a lot of imagination.
Don't wait for anyone else but you to make your life happen.
Listen to those advising you, but follow your heart as well as your head.
You have to find that passion that you have, and when you do that, it's no longer a job. You're actually going to something you truly enjoy every single day of that.
Life is short. Go get it. Go have fun.
And don't forget those who are around you. Those people that are living with you day by day, they are the ones that will probably help you make your dreams come true.
True happiness, I think, comes only if helping people is a significant part.
You know, people can say no, but just ask. Go out there and just do it.
The only thing which can happen, it won't work out, okay, then you try again, or you try something different, but go for it.
The bigger the risk, the bigger the payback.
It might not look like the right way at first, but things always take turns, and where you pop out will usually be a lot better than you ever would have imagined.
So after talking to more than 3,000 people in this world, when it comes to success for going your own footsteps in this world, we learned one thing. You will fail, I promise you. But you need to think about your future. You should be able to look stupid in the eyes of other people, in the eyes of society. If you see a problem and you know the solution for it, maybe you are the only one in the room who sees that solution, and people will tell you, okay, I don't see a solution for that. You're the first one who's talking about that, but maybe you are the first one. And I know people are very, very often they're afraid to really change things. But what I really learned from the last 33 years of my life is that every day in the morning, when I wake up, I always ask myself, what's really the worst thing that could happen to me? So what do you really have to lose? Ask yourself. And to be honest, if you don't have 7 kids and a loan to pay back, maybe nothing. Thank you.